Alright, aka Patterns. We have to leave. We have to get out there. Look how sunny and beautiful it is. But I gotta get something off my chest. It has everything to do with Event Comics and Ash. Excuse me, guys. We have a red room here. Event Comics Ash. I just found a stack of these. I thought I only had a few issues. We got 1 through 6 and the crossover. We're going to just look at these books because these are amazing. Cheers to all of you. As you can see, we got rid of the red lights, aka powders. Do you guys see that sunshine peeking through the windows? It's not even peeking through, it's shining through. I gotta get this off my chest because I just saw one crazy Facebook thread of people trashing these books. Aka Patters. These are the individuals that reformed Marvel Comics, saved Marvel Comics, gave Marvel Comics an editorial direction, and for better or for worse, made it come out of bankruptcy, made it come out of darkness. I will always reference this book, Comic Wars, Dane Raviv, okay? If you guys really want to know about the bankruptcy of Marvel Comics, this is what you have to read. Amazing cover by one Amanda Connor. Amanda Connor is... Where are we at here? Give me Jimmy Palmiotti. Jimmy Palmiotti, right here. Our co-creator, inker, co-writer. This is his babe. This is his wife, girlfriend. So... we're not going to get into the story. We're not going to get into anything. I just want to show off this book. And you guys, if we ever had an AKAPAD effect, I don't even know I had. Like, I got duplicates. Go on eBay, utilize the AKAPAD effect, and get yourselves a cheap stack of Ash. So we got 2 of 3, right? Is this 3? This is 4. We got 2. Okay. We got 0. Look at the cover of 0. 0 is great because it goes into... it does a very much of the transition of Rob Liefeld's Prophet, where it went from what we thought was modern day, but kind of in a dystopian apocalyptic future run by Darkthorn. And it goes back into the modern day. And then they chip away at this idea of the character long living, not dying, somewhat immortal, but always fighting this evil. Ash, with issue 0, establishes something very similar, and also using snow, because they used a lot of snow with the Rob Liefeld Prophet, or the Stephen Plott Rob Liefeld Prophet. This is a solid 0 issue. It expands the mythology, expands things that we know. Giant horse in the snow. Let's go. We have this contrast here too of snow and fire. Ash he's a fireman. He's like a fireman superhero. Let's effing go. And at this point, I want to get into, before we fully jump into some of these issues, and look at Joe Quesada's design work is second to none. Joe Quesada of his generation might be the greatest designer of that generation, and he had an amazing reputation for it. I want to get into a tidbit about this. But the Azrael Ash is nothing but meaningful, nothing but significant, because Quesada, and this was highly documented, all the research, all the little details that he added to Azrael's costume, you know, in Azrael, Shadow of the Bat, that 4-issue miniseries that really put Quesada on the map. Sorry, wasn't X Factor. And to get his 2 design, I mean, and Ash is also a great design, but we just get his, you know, essentially 2 of his co-creations together. in a giant story written by Dennis O'Neil, one of the greatest Dark Knight writers, usherers ever, right? He's on that list. Where's issue 1? Issue 1 here. I always effing love this cover. So Ash is a fireman. Look at this. It's so nuts. And he would later bring this, okay, into Daredevil. Everyone wants to go with McFarlane spaghetti webbing. Go with Joe Quesada energy gauntlet spirals, or energy gauntlet ribbons. That's what I call these. Great opening page. But we see the notes of the fireman's uniform, okay? So, and it's kind of cool because if we were to have like an alter ego, anyone could see the connection. Like someone on the street would be like, "Hey, Ash looks a lot like a fireman. Maybe we should investigate that." We have our Joker-like nemesis here, and we get just the non-stop Joe Quesada storytelling. Look, Barry Windsor Smith. I forgot about this. And he's showing off storyteller here. Strange Hands and Braun. Barry Windsor Smith right here. Wow, they have a write-up about him. A little bit pitched. Again, the energy ribbons. This is nuts. Lots of good motorcycles. You just saw that in Ash. So someone was online. This whole Twitter thread. All of these are double covers, front and back. So they were just bashing that this makes no sense. That the story. Look, we have a Spawn shout out here, which is, I don't know why we have a Spawn shout out. This is perfect, guys. Segue. I'm going to get back into what they were saying on Facebook, and I'm going to get back into why this is significant to the 2000s Marvel Comics. Okay, I'll be right back. And how about that for some wild comic book history? Hey, maybe this was a flex to get into the good graces of the founders of Image Comics, but they noped them. But Joe Quesada is a solid storyteller. This is also... So, Quesada and Palamati had a reputation. I think it was 22 Brides. They were kind of like party boys, and they dated... Like, they were kind of known for dating. I'll say that. And I see this, and I just want to say, like, they know these people. These are individuals that they know. Maybe it's a head nod towards a band that they're into. But Joe Quesada, an absolute weapon of storytelling. Whoa! Here we go. Ash and Hellboy. Look at the credibility. Like, I'm not really big on animatics, but when Quesada does animatics, this era Quesada is absolutely unstoppable. We've been doing a lot of posters recently on this channel. There's a reason why some of his Marvel posters, where's issue 3 at? Why some of his Marvel posters are spiking in value. Like, I'm talking hundreds. I always dug the negative background for this. And look, we have a building in perspective here. Good contrast to the stack. And if you saw this on the comic stand, and let's just say, you know, again, like this much of the book was sticking up, you would grab it, you would pull it. What do we have here? Ghost and the Machine. Again, the motorcycles are great. And Quesada did very high-end stuff for Ninjak, for Valiant Comics. We have to get into that. Guys, we're prepping a big Valiant comic book rollout, Malibu rollout. We're all in on the 90s. That's why this I'm becoming known as the 90s channel, thanks to all of you. But if we were just... Look, Jeff Darrow. Kaiju versus Ash. I really like these inserts there. And Fluffy. So Kid Fluffy, Death Kid and Fluffy, highly promoted by Wizard Magazine. So Ash would get a statue, an action figure. I'm not even sure who this character is. What's his deal? No idea. Decent publishing. Look, full color Ash poster. I want that. Limited edition Ash lithograph. And the Ash #1 Carnosaurus kit. We have to read up on that. Wow, $25. Yeah, and some of these issues, I don't know how I ended up with these. Again, organizing. Do we have issue 4? Maybe we don't have issue 4. Maybe that's what we're missing is issue 4. Because we have 4 right here, guys. Sorry, I take that back. Al Pacino. So the Joker-like villain, great design. This is a little bit heavy. Great pose here. I don't know who the angel character is. Look at this ink effect here. Nice splatter. Fracum. Crunk. Really, really nice, heavy stuff. Shout out to Sin City here. Shout out to Evil Ernie. Guys, if you're doing independent comics, do your shout outs. Not to the big stuff. Do it to your contemporaries. And look, we got Jim Lee rolling in with some Wildstorm advertising. Oh my god. Jim Lee. I forgot Jim Lee. Again, the power of Jim Lee. Holy crap. But that makes sense. So it's almost as if they got free advertising, right? Free advertising. Give me a pinup. All of you out there that are indie publishers and want to be indie publishers, you guys don't know how to cut deals like this. You just don't. You have to get talent in your books, and sometimes it's big talent and sometimes it's little talent. The idea is that when you turn the page, you get like a shock and awe. Big name or small name, doesn't matter. Again, panels. Story. The coloring is great. I'm not even familiar. Who is Ruben Root with Digital Chameleon? Digital Chameleon later, guys. Digital Chameleon under the Joe Quesada era of Marvel Comics. Oh, you know what? Let's get into that real quick. Yeah, guys. He brought the coloring with him and changed the look of Marvel Comics for a generation. Really nice stuff. Oh, I mean, we didn't even look. Oh, the cover! Where's 5 at? We're completely disorganized. Here's 5. The Hilden Britt cover. Guys, we were just talking about Shadows of the Empire on this channel. We will be detailing the Hilden Britt's contribution to comic book imagery pre-Alex Ross era. We'll do that. Getting the 2 brothers to grace your character. Here go the Hilden Britt covers. Oh, and then we have the Joe Quesada cover over. So okay. You almost want to say you can just rip off this cover and get the. I'd rather have the Quesada cover, to be honest. Covenant created by Greg and Tim Hildenbrand. What? So they let Greg and what are we doing here? We let Greg and Tim Hildenbrand create a character, and then we give them a cover right here. Wow, and he's painted. So these are like the Art Nouveau. We saw some of this in Daredevil, Marvel Knights Daredevil, or Daredevil Volume 2, and a lot of this in Ninjak. Bill Tucci from She adopted this. Those are your 2 notable successes of just incorporating this Art Nouveau design. So we got the Hildenbrand brothers painting their character on top of the pages. What is this? Is so effing wild. What? I don't even know how far this book goes. This is great. Look at those proportions. But guys, I want to go all in. I want to acquire all the Ash merchandise. I want to show it off to all of you guys. And then we will get Roberto Ramos coming in with event like I said, 22 brides, Death Kid and Fluffy. They had a publishing arm. Making of Ash 5 featuring Covenant. Oh, how cool is this? Joe and Jimmy's European tour. Look, oh my god, the letters page. Please help me. Guys, too much Cork Express here. Too much. Just read it. Yeah, I agree. Just read it. So, what I was seeing on Facebook that let this off, and guys, here's a Mark Teixeira cover. We'll be highlighting Teixeira's work on Masters of the Universe, this guy. But yeah, I saw just this crazy thread on Facebook, and it was really just about destroying and bashing this book. No one in the thread, including the original poster of the thread, I was not convinced read any of this. I'm not totally familiar with all of Ash, but you can tell when people haven't read something, because it doesn't matter what it is. It's the same as watching movies. These, I think some of these are the 22 Brides. Okay, we have some chapel tracing here. Gotta meet those deadlines. Gotta move forward. Joe Quesada is so experimental with his layouts, very deliberate, and we see with movies too. We see these people who just want to rain on Rebel Moon and give it zero credit, zero credibility. That's not our bag, baby. If you're a critic or reviewer, and if you don't feel guilty over something you dislike, or something you dislike and you're having trouble vocalizing it, and it's maybe relatively new, aka Padders, if you don't feel guilty going through that, you're not much of a critic. You're not a real critic. Kevin Nolan. Oh, and here it is. So, okay, I see the pattern. They do these write-ups, like these intros, and then they just drop you and they tell you these are some of their original characters. Look at his faces. So this guy's eyes carved out. Crazy. We are having trouble here with some of these pages. We're not ending strong with issue 6. Next issue. What you think you're going to... what you think we're going to tell you? You have to see in 60. Yeah, so I vaguely remember this book. Here you go, Philadelphia Comic Book Spectacular. Jeez, I definitely was not there. But no, AKA Padders. I'm just somewhat shocked that someone can quote unquote read this and just see no merit in it. I'm not sure how far Ash goes. I like I said, I know they introduced Roberto Ramos into American comics, and to get to the contribution. So this work, everything here was chosen by Marvel to get Marvel Knights, and that wedged Joe Quesada into the EIC position for Marvel. Before Ash, Jim Lee was the one to take it over. Image said no to Joe Quesada. Marvel said yes. And then what's the one that's thriving now? Now, given we don't like current comic book sales, but look at what Quesada did during his time. And then look at what Jim Lee has done with DC. Marvel made, the minds at Marvel at the time, these guys made the right choice. I'm happy to bring this to you. We're going to do more. There might be even a trading card set, trading card box. It doesn't matter. This era of Joe Quesada has to be studied and understood. Period.